When you're a divine being and demons want you to feel opposite of who you truly are, they will adorn and accessorize you with certain energies in many ways and in many dimensions. What I mean by this is they will energetically influence your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies in ways passive and concealed enough for you to mistake their energies for being your own, then be conditioned to perceive yourself, your life, and ultimately other humans in a dark way, so that you can assume an identity contrary to who you actually and divinely are. I can start with examples of how this manifested in my physical body. When I was younger, around the age of 14, I would have an issue with flatulence. Strangely, flatulence would only happen for me when I was in the presence of certain people. And sometimes it would only happen when I sat down in front of someone. The fact that this happened only during those specific times indicated to me in hindsight that this was demon's way of trying to imbue a sense of embarrassment within me, making me feel that I was innately cringe. I was a witch at the age of 14, but I knew very little about demonic attack, spiritual warfare, and the depths of their manifestations. And demons loved this because they knew that that fact made it easy for me to wrongfully inherit accountability from happenings coming from external sources. Two other physical examples I can give is me not having a stuttering problem, but suddenly inheriting one when I would try to talk in front of certain people. And I know that tripping up on your words could also be a form of Madala's protecting us from saying the wrong things to the wrong people, but this was not that. This was like me trying to talk to a crush, read to the class, or give a speech about something I'm passionate about, and all of a sudden stammering or being at a loss for words. The last example I can give is getting stains on my shirt without fail, most times when I would dress super nice. Demons wanted me to feel tacky and reduce the well-roundedness of my appearance to make me feel insecure in front of others. Before I continue, yes, sometimes these things are genuinely coincidental, and we have to move forward with self-love and self-acceptance regardless. However, a telltale indication that this is not just coming from your own carelessness is when these type of things happen in certain synchronicities. For example, these things only happening when you get around a certain person that you like. These things only happening when you're trying to showcase the greatness of yourself to others by singing or performing. Only happening when you're trying to look presentable or do something that fulfills you in and outside of solitude, etc., right? And it doesn't exactly have to manifest in the ways that I listed. It can manifest in ways that are unique to you, but those were just a few of the ways it manifested for me. Your comfort and convenience with not accepting that what's happening to you is indeed demonic attack And wrongfully accepting accountability gives demonic spirits confidence in making sure you live outside of your true divinity and identity. Sometimes these types of attacks can be amplified by black magic, but I believe these type of attacks are always happening in the spiritual realm. You just have to be brave enough to fight back and wise enough to aim at the right things. A lot of hive-minded individuals chop these suspicions up to paranoia, or superstitions. And although I do believe there's a fine line between delusion and paranoia and true psychic sentience, I also believe that society in general chooses oblivion or avoidance over taking a chance on investigating synchronicities that reoccur throughout our lifetimes out of fear of being labeled as mentally ill and being rejected amongst others. But as someone who grew up and into this world, being the outcast and the reject, I have attained divine comfort and clarity outside of that border, which has helped me heal myself and given me more reason to live. Mental demonic adornment can manifest as demons giving you dark thoughts that are in alignment with the darkness of your trauma, insecurities, and fears. Demons love all things that pre-exist within you because the fact that those things already exist within you gets half of their job done. The more abstract things inside your being seem, the easier it is for you to dissociate from them. The more commonplace and relative things seem for you, the easier it is for demons to bank off of that and subtly pervert those things into something dark. Or something darker, depending on what it is, because this can range from things like positive, genuine, and divine interests, or things like your fears, your traumas, etc. Sometimes it starts off as you picking up on an energy that's not your own. That energy then translating into a dark thought, which is intended to be a reflection of who you truly are, manufactured by demons who want to conceal your true identity and energy from you. And sometimes it just starts off as demons giving you dark thoughts that sound like your own mental voice, and that consequently transforming into energy that contrasts your true divinity and identity. Demons don't mind refraining from making it apparent to you that it's a demonic spirit making you feel and think certain things and not your own spirit, because the second you become aware that the things you're experiencing are coming from an outside source is the second you take your power back and redistribute all of the accountability you wrongfully took. There's too much power in that, so they literally have to cloak themselves as you. On the topic of spirit, it is very important that you heighten your awareness enough to pick up on energies and be able to differentiate those energies from your own, because demons will energetically adorn your speech, the way you walk, the way you talk, speech, your mannerisms, etc., to make you believe you manifest uglier or darker or weirder or cringier or just more low vibrationally than you actually do. Many things in our reality do, in fact, have pre-existing energies, but the greatest energy they have to us is either the energy we give them or the energy other spirits give to us to give them. So ask yourself, do you want to be strong enough to give, or do you want to be porous enough to falsely and demonically be given into? You have to be strong enough to erase demonic connotations and energy signatures put on your looks, your mannerisms, your speech, and your life, and add new, healthy, accurate, and divine ones to them. Just like with flowers, there are many plants that exist, but someone one day decided that flowers were the most aesthetically appealing things in nature, and then everyone suddenly agreed. You don't have to be a flower, nor do you have to be a dead weed. You can romanticize who you are organically without inappropriate acceptance or conformity. Is that we live in a perfect world. We live in a perfect world. I am not, I do not mean to say we don't. I know exactly what the words that are coming out of my mouth. We live in a perfect world. The reason why I say we live in a perfect world is because people are afraid of nuance. People are afraid to live on the border of slippery slopes, live right on the line of a fine line. People are afraid to totally, radically, but still accurately and divinely embody balance and embody divine masculine and feminine energy. Whether it manifests as like 50-50, or whether it just manifests as separately divine masculine and feminine energy, right? Because when I say balance, I don't necessarily mean it. I don't immediately inherently mean divine masculine and feminine energy, but that is an important aspect as well. People want to walk in a straight line. And for the people who don't want to walk in a straight line, they want to walk in a perfectly zigzag line. And for the people who don't want to walk in a perfectly zigzag line, they want to walk in a perfect circle or a perfect squiggle. People have a hard time accepting that life and that all of the realms and dimensions of our existence and our spirit cannot manifest in one clean pattern. And I'm saying all of this to say that sometimes it's demonic attack and sometimes it's you. But that doesn't mean that it's 50% you and it's 50% demonic attack. It doesn't mean that it's 60% you and it is 40% demonic attack. Demonic adornment, demonic influencing. Your percentages will vary based off the level of soul you are, how advanced you are, on a spiritual and soul level, how evolved. And they will vary based off of age and your level of human experience. And when you are a child, it's easier, when you're younger, period, it's easier to be influenced by certain energies, because a lot of our parents don't raise us to have such a heightened level of self-awareness to where we know what we feel, what directly triggers us, what we desire, and what is an energy that's coming from an abstract place, right? So when it comes to this journey and not just mastering the self-awareness, because yes, you want to be self-aware, but self-love, because you're going to need to love yourself when it's you and it's not the demonic attack. When it's your own demonic low vibe energy and not spirits, you're going to need to still love yourself, right? You're going to need to love yourself when it is the demonic attack that's been convincing you that it's you. And love yourself enough to separate from that, right? Because it can kind of produce a Stockholm syndrome, because you see everyone else around you accepting it, and you rebel against it, and you claim that it's not your own energy, and everyone else is programmed to be like, yes, it is, or it's just in your head, or you just don't realize, blah, 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 right? But you have to, as you become self-aware, your advancement of self-love needs to be concurrent with that. It needs to happen simultaneously with that. Your awareness that balance, true fairness doesn't manifest in ways that is immediately comfortable to you. That needs to work alongside your healing. If not, you'll be trying to subconsciously follow the script, this certain narrative, this certain pattern that you expect yourself and your life and your inner world and your external world to fall in line to, and it will create more discomfort, more self-hate, and more chaos. It will make it easier for chaos and darker energies to come into your life. You have to surrender to your unique design. You have to surrender to life's specific pattern for you. And an example I can give is my divine partner. Falling in love with him, being with him, courting with him, getting together with him, it changed my life. It changed my life because I never expected to be with someone like him. And that's not me implying that I'm settling. That's not me implying I'm not satisfied. It's no. What I am saying is that I had to shed certain humanly, earthly, egoic standards that I had for myself. in my life and what I thought things were going to manifest like. In order to experience this amazing being, in order to get the best love I've ever gotten in my life, love that my mother and my father didn't even give me, in order to feel like I had a father, a best friend, a child, and I don't mean this on a weird pedophilia shit. Like, please do not take what I'm saying out of context. A child, a lover, and even a mother and my husband, my soon-to-be husband. Like, in order to experience the divine fruits and thrills and fulfillment within what he was divinely designed to be to me, I had to surrender to the fact that this is my specific divine design. He is a reflection and a confirmation of my uniqueness, my radical, out of this world type of manifestation. And even though I'm so divine and I'm so out of this world, I am very much of this world. So I have my human ways. I have my egoic desires. I have my lower vibrational desires. And I have to gradually adjust out of those things and become more comfortable with detaching from that pattern, whether it be the zigzag, the circle, or the straight line. Become comfortable with detaching from that pattern in order to really experience heaven, in order to really be truly divinely fulfilled, and I really love myself. For example, when I'm making love to my fiance, it doesn't manifest like it does in porn videos on TV, right? And that's something that I've been insecure about. And I had to, it really took for me to truly view lovemaking as a spiritual act and to take away this certain low vibrational human gaze of how I was performing and just look at it as I'm beautifully and divinely giving this person my energy and receiving their energy. And this is how it manifests, back rolls and all, bad posture and all, like saggy boobs and all, I had to be comfortable with undoing this human costume in order to not only accept my partner, but accept and love myself. And I had to, and this ties back into what I said earlier, because when you're so demonically influenced, whether it be from people outside of you, whether it be from the spirits inside of you, and what you consciously become conditioned to accept within your human experience, when you become so conditioned, you start to put certain connotations, certain energy signatures on the things that you do, on the things that other people do. This is why people will look at videos and label them as cringy. This is like somebody who's pretty, slim, thick, curly hair, whatever the standard or stereotype that they have is, blonde hair, blue eyes, whatever. They'll look at a video of that person dancing, and they might get horny. They might comment, oh, you look so pretty, you look so beautiful. They might want to copy and mimic that person. But you'll see a more unattractive person, whether they're fat or skinny, whether however they look, and your instinct is to feel cringe. Your instinct is to feel disgusted. Your instinct is to feel weirded out. That's demonic. Nothing about that is divine. Nothing about that is okay. Why we've allowed that to be a part of our human nature is weird. And this is the undoing that I'm talking about. We need to undo these connotations. Take away these labels. Like, that's cringe. That's weird. I can't do it like that. I have to do it like this. I can't say hello like that. I have to say hello like this. Like, the way that our society overthinks things and normalizes this like low vibe, demonic Gemini, Virgo, Mercury type energy is weird. And I can't even say it's just Gemini and Virgo, but I said that because of the overthinking elements. Like, you will overthink, and then you'll put pressure on somebody else to overthink just like you, and to make a life out of trying to fit inside this perfect mold that you thought up. That's not even a natural or organic mold. And we can tie this back to people getting plastic surgery. Like, my whole thing is like, you have a nose, you have lips, you can complete all of the human functions that you need to with the nose, lips, and eyes that you have. Y'all have literally lost the plot when it comes to humanity. Like, being so real. You've lost the plot when it comes to humanity. This is not what being a living being is about. Being a living being is not about getting plastic surgery. Like, you're not meant to have a nice nose. Your nose is meant to help you breathe, and that's it. Help you smell, and that's it. Like, why are you fucking with shit that was never meant to be fucked with? And we have to stop mentally and energetically fucking with aspects of ourselves and life that's not meant to be fucked with. We have to stop putting connotations on stuff. Because imagine, like, flowers. My mandalas have been giving me a lot of synchronicities with flowers. Like, they've been bringing floral stuff to me, showing me floral stuff. And I don't know why, but I don't know. I just feel inclined to say flowers. Maybe they're going to give me clarity through this about why they've been showing me that stuff. We could take a flower, right? People love flowers. Floral designs are one of the most popular designs. And flowers would never be flowers unless they had the superficially pretty connotation that they have, right? If someone one day didn't say, this flower is pretty, this flower is visually appealing. I mean, we're all humans. This is a physical realm. Anything could be visually appealing, right? But if someone didn't want to say, one day say, flowers are pretty, floral designs wouldn't be a thing. So when it comes to this demonic energy and demonic influencing, you kind of have to do what they do, but do it in reverse. So they'll take your smile, they'll take your laugh, they'll take your voice, and they'll say, that's an ugly thing. You should perceive that as ugly. They'll give you energies inside your body to make you think you should perceive it as ugly, right? And you have to reverse that and say, this is a natural thing. My soul chose to look like this in this lifetime for divine reasons. This is a beautiful thing. This is a purposeful thing. This is divine. I'm going to look at this in a divine way, right? You have to re-adhere divine connotations to all of your existence. So that is all I wanted to say. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And if so, please be sure to share, comment, like if you like, and subscribe. Peace.